So let me ask you something. How does a guy go from living in a garden shed, literally unable to afford diapers for his son, to building an 800 million pound empire? It sounds impossible, right? Well, today we're going to unpack the blueprint of Charlie Sloth. And trust me, this story completely redefines what it means to start from the bottom. You have to really let this quote sink in. This is the starting block for everything that comes next. See, it's not just about the struggle itself. It's about the mindset that the struggle creates. When you feel like society has already written you off, you start playing by a totally different set of rules. For Charlie Sloth, those rules were all about survival. Okay, so let's get into it. How did all this hardship actually build the foundation for what he became? Because, this early environment didn't just shape him, it basically armed him with this unique perspective that would turn out to be priceless in the business world. And when we say low point, I mean this was rock bottom. We're talking about living in a garden shed, no sanitation, working 20 hours a day. And on top of all that, the pressure of having a newborn son and not even being able to afford diapers for him. It's in moments like that, you either break completely or you forge an absolutely unbreakable work ethic. There's really no in between. And that experience, it created something he calls psychological invincibility. Think about it. His logic was actually pretty simple. If I can survive the streets, if I can survive living in a shed, what is a corporate boardroom really going to do to me? What threat could it possibly pose? And that mindset, that became his secret weapon against competitors who, let's be real, had never faced a single day of genuine hardship. So armed with this invincible mindset, he didn't just go knock on the doors of the establishment. Nah, he planned to kick them right down. This was never about asking for a job, it was about announcing a full-on takeover. And it all kicked off with his most iconic creation. This right here, this just shows you the level of audacity and drive we're talking about. He literally walks into the BBC, tells them he's going to replace a legend in 5 years. And what do? They laugh in his face. Well, he did it in 3. He wasn't just playing their game, you see. He was completely rewriting the rule book and hitting fast forward on the timeline. So you might be wondering, why did Fire in the Booth become such a huge cultural force? Well, it really all boils down to one simple word: integrity. Think about it. In an industry that's all about gatekeepers and who you know and pay to play, he built a pure meritocracy. The only thing that mattered was talent. Talent was the only currency. And that raw authenticity, that's what drew in the biggest stars in the world, and it turned a simple radio segment into a global institution. Okay, but this is where the story really takes a turn. We're shifting from just cultural influence to straight-up empire building. And it all hinges on one single, crucial strategic decision he made way before anyone even knew his name. Just look at this. It lays out the two paths, right? Most people, they take the employee route. You build value for a company, they give you a salary. Simple. But Charlie, he understood the power of being an IP owner. He knew that actually owning his brand, Fire in the Booth, was the real key. The key to long-term wealth, to freedom, and to having total control. Honestly, he was playing chess while everyone else was still playing checkers. And you can hear the strategy in his own words. He never sold his brand. He licensed it, first to the BBC, then later to Apple. By holding on to that ownership, he made sure he was building his empire, not somebody else's. And let me tell you, that right there is the blueprint for every modern creator out there. So now he's got the freedom and the capital that comes with ownership. And what does he do? He takes that unique understanding of culture he has and applies it to a totally different industry. He basically set out to prove that his blueprint could work anywhere. And the results of that strategy? An empire that's now valued at an estimated 800 million pounds. And he's not even done. His next target is unicorn status, a $1 billion valuation. Just incredible. So how on earth did he do it? I mean, just look at this chart. With his brand, Au Vodka, he didn't just dip his toes in the market. He completely dominated it. This is a startup, folks, outselling established giants like Grey Goose and Ciroc. That is not luck. That is a straight-up masterclass in modern marketing. See, he got something crucial. He knew that for his audience, a product is way more than just a product. It's a feeling. He turned that gold bottle into a trophy, a symbol that you've made it. He used his massive network for what he calls shadow marketing, which made the brand feel authentic and aspirational, not like some boring ad. At the end of the day, he wasn't selling vodka, he was selling the feeling of winning. But this is important. This kind of success, fueled by that relentless, nonstop drive, it doesn't come for free. The story really isn't complete until you understand the personal price he's had to pay. I mean, the guy achieved the impossible. He proved, without a shadow of a doubt, that where you come from doesn't have to decide where you end up. But the kind of work addiction that it takes to build an empire like that, well, it takes a heavy, heavy toll on your personal life, on your family. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most crucial question, the one he asks himself. After conquering the entire world of media, of business, his biggest battle now is an internal one. It's just a powerful reminder that behind that 800 million pound empire, there's a human being grappling with the ultimate cost of ambition. Which leaves us with a question for all of us, really. What is the true meaning of success?